Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. So working in my art journal today, working on a pre-prepared background. Often when I have paint out and it's excess paint, I'll open another art journal and slap the paint on, and then it's sort of a ready-made page to get started. And I was using red, yellow and orange paint the other day. So it makes for a quick art journal page, unless you're like me and you fiddle and fiddle and fiddle. So I didn't really know where I was going today, I just wanted to play. I do that a lot lately, just open up my book and start throwing stuff on the page and eventually something happens. So these washi tapes were hanging around from a different project, so I decided I'm on a mission to use up a few rolls of washi tape this year. I have a couple of rolls in my stash. Okay, possibly a couple of hundred, but don't tell anyone. Miss Alexis will tell on me when we do a video together. She's terrible. So just putting some on the bottom and on the right hand side, just sort of in random patterns. These are all sort of reds. I sort of chose them. They were something that I had left over from the other project, and then they sort of matched in with this project too. So I tend to art journal with whatever's hanging around on my table, unless I specifically go looking for something, or accidentally find something when I'm looking for the first thing. So that's about what entails my art journaling lately. I'm in a dreadful mess. What I'm doing is I'm actually putting... Washi tape is a low-tack tape, so when you put it on a painted surface or a matte gel medium surface or something other than paper, it tends to come off. So I'm actually putting some matte gel medium under and on top of the washi tape with a silicone brush. Bear with me if I sniffle through this. It is hugely cold here in Victoria, Australia today. It's like 8 degrees outside, and I'm suffering for my art because I've actually turned my heater off because it makes a bit of a loud noise. So I do apologise if I sniffle or start shivering. No, I won't start shivering. So just ripping up and tearing up the washi tape. As I said, I didn't know really where I was going with this page. Just wanted to sit down and play. I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been super busy with work. Unfortunately, my craft shows have dried up with this virus, or been postponed, most of them till later in the year or next year. So I've been doing a lot of work on my website and doing a lot of work filming classes as opposed to turning up and teaching class for 2 hours. So writing instructions, filming classes, and that has taken a lot of my time. So it's nice to be able to do something just for just sake, just because I want to play with something. So I love how this page turned out. Actually, it come together really, really nicely. So just drying off the matte gel medium. The important thing with art journaling is to dry between the layers. So now I decide I want to do some stenciling, so I grab some of the colours of paint. I grab some red that is I think that's an Audi paint, or is it Montmartre paint? No, looks like Audi. So this is one of my star stencils that I sell in my store. So I decided to do some stars. Why stars? I have no idea. This stencil is probably again hanging around on my desk. Didn't know where I was going, but I was sort of trying to stencil on the particular colours and going over the top of the washi tape in parts as well to sort of include it in the background. So I'm using a makeup sponge to do my sponging through the stencil, and you just got to make sure you've only got a little bit of paint on your sponge, otherwise you can get it gooped up under your stencil and don't get such a crisp, clean effect. And to do it with a slightly thicker paint or a slightly heavy body paint works better than like a thinner translucent paint. So again, drying that up. So I had paint left, so I grabbed some of this. I get it from the deli here in Australia. We have like a deli meat bar where you can go up and ask for certain quantities of things. And my daughter loves Cabana. I'm sure everyone on my channel go, not the Cabana story again. And this is what they wrap it in. It's like a newsprint. I use it a lot for under paper, and sometimes I use it just to decorate on. So this Delusions tub of paint, it's gone all thick. It's possibly my fault because I haven't used them for years. Possibly 3 or 4 years. That's dreadful, isn't it? They sort of got lost in my stash. I got lost in my stash at one stage. I'm trying to be more organised this year and actually have things grouped together and accessible, so unfortunately products don't get lost. And I have gone through all those dilutions paints and thrown a lot of them out because I've tried to reconstitute them with water. I've tried other things that people have suggested, and that just doesn't come back the same. I love her paint, don't get me wrong. I love Dilutions paint. I love how it dries matte and just the beautiful colours, and I'm grateful that she actually has brought it out in little squirty bottles now, because I would have never repurchased it in the jars. So looking for some alphabet stickers, I come across these heart stickers, so I decided to use some of those, and they're just cheap heart stickers. So again, I'm using some matte gel medium to put underneath and over the stickers. Just because they're going over paint and over matte gel medium, the stickers have a little bit of a gold rim, which makes them stand out as well. I don't know, I was sort of doing a cluster on that that right hand side and sort of along the bottom. I still didn't know where I was going with this page or what I was doing. I was just throwing stuff on. So I grabbed these letter stickers. So I first decided that I might use up some of the extra stickers. And then I decided, why don't I just scatter the word love around and I've got an X. Why have I got an X? Why have I got X's? Oh, X's and O's for love. Oh, I was wondering why I did it. I was thinking there's no X in love. I did this a few weeks ago, guys. Bear with me. So I decided to scatter the word love, so L-O-V-E, and then X-O's around the page. Why? Why not? So art journaling is a great place to use up extra stickers or odd stickers in the background or as a sort of background piece. This time they were part of sort of my front foreground focal sort of images, but often I use them in the background and even paint over them, and you sort of see the shape but you don't see the colours, and you can mix up all sorts of different colours. So that's a good tip. I know in my scrapbooking stash, if I deep dive, I've got loads of letter sticker packs with all those X's, Y's and Q's and W's that you never use up, and those packs that you just have left over. So grab them out and use them in your art journaling. Why not? I'm terrible. I don't like to throw anything out. So I often use the waste of the sticker as well. As you can see, when I'm pulling the stickers off, there's a slight outline of black. So these stickers are a full sheet. You get some stickers which are just the letters, but this one has like the full sheet and the letters have been like cut out of it. When you pull them out, you get like a negative stencil effect. They are fun to use in your background as well. I might even tear that off the sticker sheet before I use all the stickers and use it in a page. I used one like that quite a while ago and it turned out really, really good. So again, I use the matte gel medium under and on top of the stickers and just drying that off. Now I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got this lovely background. What am I going to do? I could leave it, but I couldn't. So I've recently got the Dina Collage Collective, so I decided to grab a couple of pages out of there that sort of had the red colours in it. And I found that that first face was too big and it would have covered up too much. But this one, this lady, she seemed rather sad, which is quite hilarious. So I'm umming and ahhing whether to put the face back on. And then I decided, no, I'm going to go with this one. I was umming and ahhing whether to put her on because she does look rather sad, and this page is sort of about love. But maybe she's fallen out of love and very, very sad. I don't know. Just that picture worked. I'm loving using the Dina Wakley Collage Collective at the moment. So you'll see that pop up a fair bit in my work. They're just great focal images. I just use the books as a book of pattern paper to tear up, to cut up, to use pieces of. So again, using some matte gel medium. This particular one I'm using Little Birdie. I've got lots of little jars I'm trying to use up at this stage. So any matte gel medium, you try not to get a gloss one, because I like this one is a little bit glossy, but it's not as glossy as a gloss gel medium. Then I've seen Dina Wakley go on top of, and a few other people go on top of her Collage Collective with a pen or a pencil, and I've grabbed, what have I grabbed? A black, I can't see what I've grabbed. Is it a black texture? I think it's a black texture. So just going over and adding some mark making, just dots and splots and little circles, because I didn't really have any black in the background. I had the black in the letters, and I sort of had black on the person, but I didn't actually have any black in the background, so that's why I added the little sprinkles of dots and things, and it tended to tie it together really well. So I go and draw a lot more over the face and over the image, just to darken up the lines a little. and I love how this page turned out. It's really cool. See there, I'm just darkening up the lines, and it just lifts the image into the foreground because it is a little muted with the printing process. So I often paint over the images as well. I'll smudge them and try to make a bit of shadowing as well, and trace around the image so it looks like it's tied into the page, not just sitting on top. Now I do have a bunch of close-ups at the end of this video, so you'll be able to see lots of the texture and bits and pieces. Drawing over images like this also allows your hand to learn different layouts of faces and things. This is quite a simple face, which is really good. I'm learning about faces. Decided to do some journaling with my handwriting. Not real happy with the handwriting, but I didn't really want it to be seen, and I sort of thought I could do it a bit neater than I did. Oh well. I'm still happy with how it turned out, but I would have preferred it a bit more loopy and a bit more, I don't know, a bit more neater maybe, but then you'd be able to see it, and the whole point is I didn't want it seen. So here are some close-up photos. Really hard because it's got a bit of a shine on the book to get some really nice photos. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you are all doing lots of art journaling in this time that we are stuck at home more than usual, and I will catch up with you again. Love that little picture, that's really cool. I'm going to catch up with you again in my next art journal video, or maybe Alexis and I back again, we'll see.